Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Natasha from Yarn Over with Natasha, and in today's video tutorial I will be talking about the 4 different methods of doing a single crochet stitch. Yes, you heard me right. There are 4 different methods of doing a single crochet stitch, and in today's video tutorial I will be sharing the 4 different methods of doing a single crochet stitch for your amigurumi. This is one thing I wish I knew when I started making amigurumi, is that you get 4 different methods of doing a single crochet. So these 4 different methods is, number 1 is your normal yarn over that you basically learn when you start to crochet, and then you get another method that is yarn under. So the yarn goes under the hook twice. And then there's 2 other different ways to do this, and the one that I prefer to do with my amigurumi is a yarn under first and then the yarn over second stitch. Then of course you can flip it around and you can do yarn over first and then yarn under when you finish your single crochet stitch. With the yarn under method, you get this little square box with a little X in it, and that is one thing I never knew how to do. Every time I scroll onto Instagram, I see this beautiful amigurumi with these beautiful square box or box little stitches, and I just couldn't understand how they got that stitch to look like that. And I've done extensive research back then. It was back in 2017, 2018, but I just could never find anybody that would show me how to do the stitch or a tutorial of how to do the stitch to make it look like a little square little box. It wasn't until like 2019, 2020 when TikTok started booming because of COVID, and Instagram brought out their reels, and then crocheters and amigurumi crocheters started sharing their methods of how they make their toys and how they crochet their toys. And that's when I picked up that there's different ways of doing a single crochet stitch, because I watched the videos and I saw, but she is yarn under instead of putting the yarn over the hook. She's now putting the yarn under the hook, and maybe this is what they are doing. And that's when I realized that there are different ways of doing a single crochet stitch, because now they started sharing these methods in reels and TikTok videos. So in my video today, I will be going through all 4 of these. It's the normal yarn over that you would get usually when you start learning, then yarn under, and then where you mix the 2, where you do a yarn under and yarn over, or yarn over and yarn under within the same single crochet stitch. So let's get to it. Okay, first I will be showing how to do the yarn over. So it's yarn over in with both steps. So if you want to do a magic circle, click on to my previous video where I show how to start a magic circle or a chain 2. So we will be doing the first round of 6 single crochets. You're going to insert your hook into the stitch. You're going to yarn over, placing your yarn over your hook, pulling up a loop. Then once again, you're going to yarn over once again. You're going to place your yarn over your hook, and you're going to pull up a loop and finish that single. Second stitch, we're going to yarn over. You're going to place your hook over your yarn and pull it through. Place your hook over your yarn and pull it through. And that is a yarn over single crochet stitch, and you will see it makes a little, when it gets bigger, you will see that it makes a little V. So this is when you yarn over twice when you create your single crochet stitch, and then it will make this little V shape. And the stitches are kind of, you can see that the stitches make these little openings. And that's one thing that I struggled with when I made my amigurumi, is it constantly had this, when you stuff it, it constantly had these tiny little openings when you stuff your amigurumi. And this is something that happens when you do the yarn over method, is when you yarn over twice. Next clip, I will be showing you the yarn under method, where you yarn under twice to create a little box stitch. So I already made the first 3 rounds with yarn under, and I'm going to show you now how to do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook as normal into your stitch. But instead of taking the yarn over your finger, you're going to take the hook over the yarn. So the yarn is going under your hook. You're going to put it through to your stitch and pull up a loop. And then you're going to once again put your hook over your yarn and pull up a loop. So that is a yarn under method where you only yarn under with your work, with your single crochet stitch. So I'm going to show that once again. Is you're going to insert your hook into your stitch. Instead of taking the yarn over, you're not going to do that. You're going to put the hook over the yarn so that the yarn is under your hook. You're going to pull up a loop. You're going to repeat that method by placing the hook onto your yarn and hooking it through both stitches. And you're just going to continue doing this method, and that's yarn under with both of the sections of your single crochet stitch. So here we have the yarn over and then the yarn under. As you can see, with the yarn over, it is bigger than the yarn under. So these are both 24 stitches in these rounds. But as you can see how small the yarn under is compared to the yarn over. But you can actually also see the difference in the tightness of stitches. So the yarn under, you can still see those little gaps that I talked about when you stuff. It stretches easier, so you can see the stuffing more easy when you overstuff, or when you stuff firmly, these little gaps tend to stretch and you will see the stuffing, where with your yarn under, it is closed up very nicely. It's much tighter, and when you stuff firmly, it won't stretch so wide as these little gaps will stretch on this one. So here you can clearly see the difference between the yarn over and the yarn under, the size difference and the stitch shape as well. You can see this is more like a little V here, and this one is more like a little box or square. If you do this with cotton, you will actually have a more defined stitch and you will see it, the difference more clearly. With this is acrylic yarn that I'm using in this video. So the next method is the one that I prefer to do, and it is the yarn under, yarn over method. So this is when you use both of the methods in one single crochet stitch. So the first half of the stitch you will be yarning under, and then the second half of the stitch you will be yarning over. So what you're going to do is, once again, you're going to insert your hook into your stitch. You're going to yarn over, that yarn under, sorry, that means that you're going to place your hook on top of your yarn and you're going to pull it through, and then you're going to yarn over, placing your yarn over your hook and pulling it through. And then you're going to go into the next stitch. You're going to place your hook onto your yarn to yarn under, and then you're going to place your yarn onto your hook to yarn over, and you're going to continue doing this all the way around. So it's yarn under first, then yarn over, pull through, insert your hook, yarn under, and then yarn over, and you're going to continue doing this method as you go around. Okay, so here we have all three methods so far. So this is the yarn over, the yarn under, and then the mix of the two is yarn under, yarn over. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the yarn under, and it's almost the same size as your yarn over, but it's still a tighter stitch. As you can see, it's very tight. It's the same, almost the same as your yarn under. I do prefer to use this method, is the yarn under, yarn over method, because I have a very tight tension, and usually I struggle to get my hook into the stitch when I only do yarn under. So depending on your tension and how tight you crochet, you can either choose one of these three if you want to, and I will quickly do the fourth one where you just swap this around. You do a yarn over and then a yarn under instead of the yarn under and then the yarn over. So just bear with me. I'm going to show you the last one, and then we're going to go through all of them. So this last method is where you yarn under then over. It's a little bit loose because I don't really do this method and it takes a little bit of practice to get it tighter, but I'm going to show you how to do it if you prefer to do this method. Is you're going to insert your hook. Now you're going to yarn over by placing the yarn on top of your hook, pulling up a loop, and then the second half is you're going to place your hook on top of your yarn and then pull through and create that stitch. So you're going to yarn, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn under, pull through. So here we have all 4 methods. This is the yarn over, where you yarn over twice when making a single crochet. We have the yarn under, where we yarn under twice when making the single crochet. Then we have my method that I like to use, yarn under, yarn over method, and then you get the one where you yarn over and then yarn under. So you swap them around. So this is yarn under first, and then yarn over with the second part of the single crochet, and this one is yarn over and then yarn under with the second part of single crochet. So this is the 4 methods that you can use when making amigurumi. This is the first one that I used when I started making amigurumi, and I just wish I knew these 3 other methods and how to get your stitches tighter and neater when making amigurumi. So that is it for today's video tutorial on the 4 methods of doing a single crochet stitch, and I hope you enjoyed this video and that you've maybe learned something new. And if you've tried one of these methods, please comment below and let me know what you think of it and which one you prefer to do for your amigurumi. And that's it. So remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I will be showing you how to make amigurumi and all the secrets that I have and all the tips and tricks that I have to making amigurumi. For my next video tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a scattered increase and a stacked increase, the difference between the two, and how you can use a scattered increase pattern, especially when you want to make spots on a cow or a dog and you want a perfect circle. I'm going to show you how to do the scattered increases, even though your pattern doesn't call for it, how to work it out and how to do it. So stay tuned. Remember to subscribe to get notified for the new videos coming up, and remember to also subscribe to my newsletter, where I will be giving a free amigurumi guide for you to start making amigurumi. I'll talk about the stitches, and I talk about stuffing and what yarn to use, what hook size to use. All of that is placed in a nice PDF file and is free for you to download.